We're going to be reacting to Film Theory, How Batman Destroyed Gotham. The Dark Knight Rises there. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
Batman is the hero Gotham deserves? Hell, I just feel sorry for Gotham.
Dun 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 dun.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, where today's episode is gonna get real. Not like Hellman's Mayo real. I mean comic book movies getting real. Seriously, even though it seems like it really shouldn't matter whether comic book superhero movies are realistic, it's been all the rage for literally the last decade.
Exactly.
It's made a huge difference in the way we see movies made about men in spandex tights. Comic book movies used to be the center of everything cheesy,
exactly.
overblown, but now every time you turn
there was one time, like in like Batman in 1966, he basically punched this one guy, and he just dies.
And at the center of it all is Batman, or should I say, Batman. That's right. Gritty realism has been right next to the batarangs and grappling hook on Batman's tool belt ever since Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy took superhero movies from this.
Don't even get started with that.
And that's a good thing. I love the Dark Knight trilogy. Well, most of it anyway, because, simply put, for being the films that defined what realism means in comic book movies, the ending has a huge mistake. A mistake that puts Batman's hero status into serious question. From here on out, hitch up your spoiler pants, because today we're talking about the ending of Dark Knight Rises. At the end of the movie, Batman stands victorious. Bane has been defeated, and Talia al Ghul has died her, dramatic death. Only one major threat remains, but it's a doozy. A nuclear bomb set to flatten Gotham. As the timer ticks down, Batman rushes to fly the bomb out over the water to a safe distance where it explodes. City saved. Batman is a hero. Except that's actually not what would happen. If the movie was truly adhering to realism as strictly as Christopher Nolan intended, Batman would actually have failed in his attempt to save the city. The facts. To show you what I mean, I have to tell you some more about nuclear bombs. I've actually had the chance to
that's not a nuke.
Hiroshima to do research for this kind of episode, and these weapons are incredibly serious. Neutron bombs, like the one shown in Batman, work by shooting incredibly high-energy neutron particles to specifically cause radiation damage. To know how strong a bomb is, you look at its yield, which tells you how much regular TNT it would take to achieve the same blast as the bomb. The neutron bomb from Batman is a 4-kiloton weapon, meaning it would take 4,000 tons of TNT to get the same blast. That's 8 million pounds.
Oh my God!
To give you a comparison, the Hiroshima bomb was between 12.5 and 15 kilotons. So this one is actually quite a bit smaller, about a third of the size. Fun fact, or maybe not so fun fact, believe it or not, there have been much bigger bombs made.
There's the Tsar bomb.
Up into the megaton range. 100 times the size of what was detonated.
Yeah, now they just developed the hydrogen one.
It does a good job of using a much smaller bomb relative to how big these things can get. That being said, though, they're still far from
15 megatons?
The thing about neutron bombs that makes them special is that they give off about 10 times the neutron radiation of a fission bomb of the same size. That means that instead of most of the bomb's energy just being a regular blast, a lot more of it is specifically radiation energy, which is longer lasting and harder to contain. So even though the Bat Bomb is
I never thought of it that way.
Dropped on Hiroshima, inside the
it's Hiroshima.
Uncontrollable radiation would make it much more deadly.
It's not Hiroshima, it's Hiroshima.
Is that blast radius? Well, the movie actually tells us that it's 6 miles, or about 12 kilometers, so we know how far we need to get the bomb away from every other person to avoid major casualties. The end of the movie is trying to do this when we see Batman tow the bomb out to sea with his Batcopter thing, but there are a lot of problems here. The first and most important
what's the problem?
Let's break it down. When Batman attaches a harness to the bomb, we see that it has 1 minute and 57 seconds left before detonation. Then he wastes a bunch of time macking on Selina Kyle and having a heartfelt goodbye with Commissioner Gordon. Factoring in this hanky-pranky into the countdown, he has just 75 seconds to get that bomb as far away from Gotham as he possibly can.
Some days you can't just get rid of a bomb.
That Batman's Batcopter is as fast as the fastest helicopter in the world. This would make it
probably faster than that.
Achieve an absolute max flight speed of 293 miles per hour. It takes
it's not even that much.
20 seconds to achieve that max speed. Except, even though the Eurocopter X3 is a really fast helicopter, Batman won't be flying at top speed until he clears through the buildings in the city. You can even see how he's slowly lifting the bomb up and dragging it along the ground, even having to blow up and fly through buildings. How long does it take him to get out of the city? Factoring in only the time we see him flying on the screen, it takes him 38 seconds to get out of Gotham. We'll be generous in our calculations here and say for that time, he can fly at 50% of his top speed. I mean, it's pretty clear that he isn't going anywhere close to 146 miles per hour, half of our 293 top speed, since you can see him struggling to lift the bomb, hitting things, etc. But hey, we'll give the guy a fighting chance. This leaves him with 37 seconds at top speed, beginning right here. Based on all these factors, and with the odds heavily stacked in his favor, the Batcopter would be able to fly only 3.1 miles away from the city before detonating over the water. Looking back at what the movie tells us about the blast radius, 6 miles. It's clear that Batman can't make it out far enough to even save Gotham from the basic blast. Batman is a very different type of superhero. And let me reiterate, our assumptions here are really generous. When planes and helicopters are loaded down, they accelerate and fly a lot slower. Remember that the Batcopter would be carrying a huge payload. Atomic bombs typically weigh between 5 and 20,000 pounds.
My God!
And even though this bomb is small, we can expect it to easily clock in at around 3,000 pounds. Weight that we weren't factoring into the calculations at all. That kind of weight isn't too heavy for the Eurocopter X3 based on its tech specs, but it's over a third of its total capacity, meaning that it would definitely slow down the flight based on weight and wind resistance. But okay, let's take it to the extreme. Just for funsies, let's see if there was ever any chance of this scenario being even a little bit accurate. Because I like Batman, and math is fun. Let's assume that not only is the bomb weightless, but Batman hitches it to his fastest in the world Batcopter, already somehow going at top speed. And it doesn't take any additional time to change the height of the helicopter in the air. If we basically ignore the laws of physics to make all this happen, you come out with a different distance. Batman would be able to travel, drumroll please, 6.1 miles offshore.
Oh my!
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Technically, just edging out the main blast radius of the bomb. So, I guess technically there was a way to fake it to make it look like it works. Even in this scenario, not exactly. Because the Batman bomb is a dirty bomb, and that means you need to factor in radiation. To understand what happens in Gotham with
I actually never thought even came close to flying this.
Where Batman makes it a little more than 3 miles off the coast. To figure out what
it would just obliterate 3 blocks.
Technically, it's a fictional location, but there are plenty of clues in the Batman universe that give a good indication of what real-life city is based on. Gotham City is a nickname for New York City, first used back in 1807. Batman's writer Bill Finger also originally meant for Batman's location to be New York, which is why he chose the name Gotham. And the city used as a
and plus, even one time in earlier Batman incarnations, he actually was in New York City.
The facts, it's true, but okay, fine. You can tell that this is specifically Manhattan when you see Bane destroying all the bridges into town. I could go on, but really, there is no debate here. Why does this matter? Well, knowing that Gotham is roughly New York tells us a lot, especially about where Batman is going with the bomb. If Batman is starting in Manhattan, we know that there's only one direction you can go over Manhattan into the water, south. With that, we now know Batman's trajectory, and all that's left is for us to pinpoint the area 3.1 miles off the coast and figure out what would happen if you detonated a 4-kiloton nuclear bomb there. Unfortunately, modeling a nuclear bomb is incredibly difficult. Remember, there are a lot more factors in a dirty bomb than a regular explosion. There's the fireball, which is what creates the mushroom cloud.
Mushroom clouds.
Old footage of nuclear bombs. Then there's the physical blast radius,